Okay, this being the time and place for the regular scheduled June 2023 Planning Commission meeting, I'd like to call us to order. Please call the roll.
Lawrence,
Here.
Borden, Tate,
Here.
Wade,
Here.
Wynn,
Here.
Temple,
Here.
Burris,
Here.
Pike, Pepper.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes from the May 23rd meeting? If not, do we have a motion to approve those?
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. Tate,
Second.
second by Mr. Wynn. All in agreement state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are accepted. Okay, I'd like to take a moment to introduce the Planning Commission members and give a brief description of what we do and how this meeting is conducted. The commission has 9 members. 8 of us are volunteers appointed by the mayor for a 6-year term. We also have 1 member from the city council. My name is Kent Lawrence. Our vice chair is Gary Borden, who is not present today, and our secretary is Larry Wade. Other members are Joseph Wynn, Francis Tate, Myrna Burrows, and Forrest Temple. Eddie Pike is not with us, and Commissioner Pepper is not here today. Councilman Pepper is not here. Members of the public seeking to get an item considered by the Planning Commission must send an application to the Planning Department not less than 21 days prior to this meeting. Unless otherwise specified, all applications for development approvals are the results of submittals by a private citizen seeking some change in their own property. In making our decision, a primary tool used by the Planning Commission is the One Decatur Comprehensive Plan. This is a general community plan for the city of Decatur and was adopted through a public process to formalize a vision for the future of the community that represents the interest and will of all Decatur residents. In many of these cases, the Planning Commission does not have the final say. Zonings, annexations, vacations, sidewalk cafe license, and some resolutions all require additional approval by the city council before they become official. In these cases, the role of the Planning Commission is to advise the city council. The first part of today's meeting is a public hearing. Each item will be read separately and voted on after comments and discussion. If you wish to comment on the item, we ask that you come forward to the podium, state your name and address, and then make your comments. We ask that you keep those to 3 minutes or less. In today's public hearing, we will have a minor plat. These are plats that have more than 3 lots, direct access to all public service, and a topo provided for review. So first case, please.
First case today is a minor plat. It is the Riverfront plat. It is 23.17 more or less acres. It is currently zoned M2 General Industry District. Applicant is Purite McAnally for the Alabama Farmers Cooperative. Location is 800 Market Street Southeast. Request is subdivide 3 parcels into 4 parcels. Proposed land use is industrial. One Decatur future land use is riverfront mixed use. And One Decatur street typology, Market Street Northeast is an urban collector. Conditions to be met: 1, signed application needed. 2, APO letter fee needed. 3, recording fee needed. 4, FEMA firm panel needed. 5, title opinion needed. And point of information, any relocation of utilities will be at the owner's expense.
Okay, do we have anyone from the public that would wish to speak to this plat? Okay, if not, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Way, second by Mr. Temple. Any questions or comments from anyone on the commission? Please call the roll.
Lawrence,
Yes?
Tate,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Temple,
Yes.
Burris.
Yes.
Okay, this plat is approved with a 6-0 vote. Okay, the next part of our agenda is the consent agenda. This is the part of the agenda that the Planning Commission has final decision and does not require a public hearing. These items are read together and voted on as a group. Today, we have these type requests. We have certificates to subdivide or consolidate. This is a one-step process to subdivide or consolidate no more than 3 lots. A survey is required. And then site plans. These are proposed developments on a collector street or above. Plans show building placement, parking, circulation, landscaping, etc. Same thing, if you want to comment on any of those cases, you may do so after they've all been read.
All right, the first item in the consent agenda today is Certificate 360223. It is 3.65 more or less acres, currently zoned Ag 1 agricultural. Applicant is Purite McAnally for Berryman and Richards. Location is 4852 Indian Hills Road Southeast. Request is to change lot lines to create 2 parcels of 3.65 acres and 2.21 acres. Proposed land use is residential. Indicator future land use is low density residential. Indicator street typology, Indian Hills Road Southeast is an urban collector. Conditions to be met: 1, signed request letter needed. 2, signed and sealed certificate needed. 3, recording fees needed. 4, 20-foot DUT easement needed along Indian Hills Road and Willow Bend Road. And point of information, any relocation of utilities will be at the owner's expense. Next item is Certificate 360323. It is 0.78 more or less acres, currently zoned M2 General Industry. Applicant is Purite McAnally for the Alabama Farmers Cooperative. Location is 905 Market Street Northeast. Request is to consolidate 3 parcels into 2 parcels. Proposed land use is general industry. Indicator future land use is urban edge mixed use. Indicator street typology, Market Street Northeast is an urban collector. Conditions to be met: 1, signed request letter needed. 2, recording fees needed. 3, 10-foot DUT easement needed along Market Street. And point of information, any relocation of utilities will be at the owner's expense. Next item is Site Plan 65523. It is 4.89 acres, currently zoned M1 Light Industry. Applicant is Gresham Smith for SE Decatur 67 LLC. Location is 3523 Deer Road Southeast. Request is to approve a site plan. Proposed land use is commercial. Indicator future land use is community commercial. Indicator street typology, Deer Road Southeast is a local street, and Highway 67 is a principal arterial. Conditions to be met: 1, foundation landscaping needed. 2, ensure canopy for the gas pumps is behind the 60-foot setback along Highway 67. 3, lighting plan is needed. 4, ALDOT affidavit is needed. 5, the dumpster details are needed. 6, per engineering approval. And 7, 15-foot DUT easement needed along Highway 67 and Deer Road. Point of information, grease interceptor design must be submitted to and approved by DU prior to installation, and any relocation of utilities will be at the owner's expense. Next item is Site Plan 65623. It is 10.31 more or less acres, currently zoned M2 General Industry. Applicant is Bridgewood Engineering for Terry Dentistry. Location is approximately 2302 Veterans Drive Southeast. Request is to approve a site plan. Proposed land use is commercial. Indicator future land use is regional mixed use. And Indicator street typology, Knight Street Southeast is a local street, and Veterans Drive is an urban collector. Conditions to be met: 1, lighting values needed to property line. 2, 10-foot DUT easement needed along Knight Street. 3, per engineering approval. And point of information, any relocation of utilities will be at the owner's expense.
Is there anyone that would wish to speak to any of these requests? Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Temple, second by Mr. Wynn. Any questions or comments from anyone on the commission? Please call the roll.
Lawrence,
Yes?
Tate,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Temple,
Yes.
Burris.
Yes.
All approved, 6-0. Okay, and the last part of the agenda is for other business, and we have 2 bond reviews to consider.
All right, the first one today is McGee Square subdivision bond review. It is .61 acres, currently zoned B5. Applicant is Decatur Urban Ventures, located at 17 Walnut Street Northeast. The request is to approve release of cash bond in the amount of $102,000 for improvements completed for McGee Square subdivision. Proposed land use residential, 1 Decatur future land use urban core neighborhood, and 1 Decatur street typology, Walnut Street is a local street. No conditions to be met, but points of information. Engineering does not recommend release of the bond at this time due to unfinished improvements, and the sewer has not yet been cleared by Decatur Utilities. As stated in the pre-meeting, it would be Planning Department's recommendation that you deny this request and let them reapply once they have finished these outstanding improvements.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve? So we need to make it a
Motion.
positive motion. Motion.
Need to what?
So you'll make
Yeah.
Make a
a
motion
positive
to
motion to approve, but then vote no to deny.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Temple, second by Mr. Wade. Any questions or comments? Please call the roll.
Lawrence,
No?
Tate,
No.
Wade,
No.
Wynn,
No.
Temple,
No.
Burris.
No.
And
Okay, and so the owners will be notified
they
of
will
what
be
the reason.
notified, and they'll, yeah, like I said in the meeting, there's no penalty for a no vote on that one. It's just, it's not ready. They can reapply at any point. There's no fee for reapplying, anything like that.
Okay.
And the last item today is Deerfoot Estates Addition 5 bond review. It's approximately 7.64 acres, currently zoned R2 single family residential. Applicant is Gillette Land Development LLC. Location is north of Deerfoot Way Southwest and east of Covington Lane Southwest. The request is to approve the renewal or replacement of the letter of credit from People's Bank in the amount of $107,185.50 for unfinished public improvements prior to July 31st, 2023. And a point of information on this, due to deterioration of the base layer, engineering is requesting to increase this bond to $150,000.
Okay, so we need a motion that states that we will renew a new bond for another year at $150,000 if they have that by July the 31st, or not, the planning department has the authority to call the bond.
Motion to approve the renewal with the increase in the bond to $150,000 by July 31.
Okay.
I have a question. Is bond actually the term we need to use, or a letter of credit that's stated in the request? Does it
So
matter?
so we get a letter of credit from the bank, and then they signed a bond document. So it's 2 documents that are bundled together.
Okay.
So,
Second.
okay, so motion by Mr. Wynn, second by Mr. Way. Any questions or comments? Please call the roll.
Lawrence,
Yes?
Tate,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Wynn,
Yes.
Temple,
Yes.
Burris.
Yes.
Okay. So that's approved 6-0. Do we have no further business? Do you have anything else to bring up?
Just a reminder that we set those meetings to review changes to get us to the final draft document of the zoning ordinance rewrite for the 6th and the 27th at 2 p.m.
2 to 4.
And we will send out those notifications. You'll get calendar invites from us, And also, we will give you copies of the proposed edits as well as a detail of all of the public comments that were received.
Okay. Then we are adjourned.